Interpretation of drilling in a dream. Today I will tell you about the interpretation of digging in a dream, as seeing digging is one of the most common dreams for many people. Its interpretation varies according to the other facts accompanying the vision, some of which may represent good and some not. Interpretation of a dream about digging in a dream, according to the state of the one who digs. The interpretation of seeing digging varies according to the state of the seer, whether he is sick, traveling, or married. We find that, whoever was digging the ground and the dirt was dry, he earns money as much as he digs. But if the dirt is wet, then it is evidence of deception, and money from which its owner does not gain anything except fatigue. If the dreamer was sick and saw that he was digging out dirt, then that is his grave. And if the owner of the vision was a traveler, then that was his journey, and his income from this travel is as much as he extracted from the dirt. If the dreamer eats from the ground, then he will earn money by deception, and that money will bring harm to him. And if the owner of the vision was inside the hole, he divorced his wife, but if he was near the hole and did not go into it, then it is a dispute between him and his wife, then they reconcile. If the owner of the vision was sick or a prisoner and saw that he was coming out of a small hole, then this is evidence of his coming out of his ordeal. And if the owner of the vision sees that he has fallen into a ditch, and there is no one to save him, then that pit is his pit, and it is evidence of a near travel. Interpretation of digging in a dream according to the method in which the digging is carried out. The interpretation of seeing digging in a dream varies according to the method used by the dreamer to dig. To find that, if the dreamer digs with his hand the hole, this is evidence of his fatigue and misery in life. If the seer digs the hole with an axe, this is evidence of his mastery and diligence in his work. If the seer digs the hole using tools that are not suitable for drilling, this is evidence of his suffering in seeking his livelihood, his lack of experience in his field of work, and his ignorance of it. Interpretation of the vision of drilling according to the place where the drilling was carried out. The interpretation of the vision varies according to the place in which the excavation was carried out, so we find that the excavation is in the house itself, evidence of the spaciousness of the situation and what the people of the house keep of money and enjoyment. Digging in front of the house is evidence of the house owner's love for isolation and not mixing with his neighbors. The digging in the desert, evidence of digging the grave. Digging in a lofty mountain, evidence of the destruction of values and the difference in beliefs. Digging for treasure galore, trouble hunting guide. Digging in search of water for people to drink is evidence of goodness and sustenance that he obtains in return for serving people. Interpretation of drilling in a dream by Ibn Sirin. Ibn Sirin is considered one of the best who has interpreted many indications from what the seer sees. Ibn Sirin believes that drilling is nothing but misery and cunning, except in one case, which is that the drilling accompanies the exit of water. But if the dreamer sees in his dream that he has dug in a land unknown to him, and ate from the fruits of this land, then this indicates his acceptance of eating forbidden money. Interpretation of a dream about digging in the house. The interpretation of the seer's digging in his house differed according to the state of the seer, the area of the digging and the tool used in the digging. The vision often means a disagreement that will happen between the people of the house. If the dreamer sees that there is a big hole and looks at it while he is sad, then it is a vision that means the dreamer has chosen an improper path and regrets it. A dream that the owner of the vision was married, and saw that he was digging a hole in his house. This indicates that there are problems between him and his wife. The difficulty of those disputes varies according to the size of the hole. If it was small, it indicated the smallness of the dispute and the ease of resolving it. If the hole was large and wide, this indicated the difficulty of the dispute and the difficulty of resolving it. If the owner of the vision saw that he dug a hole in his house and filled it immediately, this indicates that he got rid of a problem that would have occurred between the people of his house. If the owner of the vision sees that a neighbor or friend of his has dug a hole in the back of his house, this indicates deception and treachery. And what bad might happen to the owner of the vision and his family because of that neighbor and friend, and it is wise to take precaution and caution. If a single woman sees a friend of hers, no matter how much her love appears, she digs a hole in her house, this indicates cunning, bad faith, and the grudge that the friend bears. But if the single woman saw that her friend was filling a hole in her house, this indicates the goodness of that friend, and that she defended her and received a rumor that would have tarnished her reputation. Interpretation of a dream about a single woman falling into the hole. If a single woman saw in a vision that she fell into a pit but was not hurt, this indicated that she is about to get married, but she is afraid of the burdens and responsibilities of marriage, but she will succeed in overcoming them. But if the single woman saw that she fell into a hole, and was hurt by falling into it, this indicates her friend's misrepresentation of her apparent love, and inside her she is hypocritical and plotting for her, so it is necessary to be careful. If the single woman saw that she chose to fall into the hole for protection, this indicates a problem you are facing that you will not be able to solve on your own, and will have to seek help from someone. Falling into a hole for a married woman. If a married woman falls into a ditch, this indicates that she will have some problems. If the married woman saw that she fell into many holes, but with difficulty she came out of them, this indicates that some problems and bad things will occur. It will require her to get out of problems and overcome those obstacles with patience, supplication, and supplication to God. Falling into the hole for the pregnant woman. If a pregnant woman saw that she fell into a hole but was not hurt, this indicates that she is carrying a male in her womb. If a pregnant woman saw that she fell into a hole and was hurt by falling into it, this indicates that her delivery will be difficult. Ibn Sirin explained that a pregnant woman falls into the pits, as it is evidence of an abortion. It may indicate a difficult birth or problems with the health of the newborn. If a pregnant woman sees that she fell into a hole and bled, this indicates the difficulty of the obstacles she is facing and difficulty in pregnancy and childbirth. Falling into the hole for a married man. If a married man saw himself falling into a hole and some people helped him get out of it, this indicates that he has fallen into a problem that he will only be able to solve with the help of some friends and acquaintances of the seer. Interpretation of seeing a hole with water. This varies according to the type of water that the seer sees. If the hole is filled with palatable water, then this is evidence of a wide sustenance that can be estimated by the depth of the hole. But if the hole is filled with dirty water, this indicates the existence of problems, difficulties, and obstacles faced by the seer, whether man or woman. Interpretation of drilling in a dream for the divorced woman. If a divorced woman dreams that she is in a pit containing clean water, then this indicates good and happiness on their way to it. But if the divorced woman dreams that she is in a pit containing dirty water, then the possibility of her being exposed to some hardships and adversities. But if a divorced woman dreams that she is in a pit containing dirty water, but she was able to get out of it, this indicates her ability to overcome the difficulties and trials that she will encounter. Thus, most of the cases and facts that the seer may see in his dream about digging have been mentioned, so the interpretation varies according to the different state of the seer. The tool he used to dig, the location of the digging, his fall into the pit or his survival from it, the interpretation of digging in a dream between Ibn Sirin and Sheikh Nabulsi.